Hi, I'm George. I'm with Acme Guitar Works. I wanted to show you this Telecaster that we just hot rodded. This is a Standard Telecaster, so it's made in Mexico. Starts at $4.99. We've upgraded it, and I'm not sure of the exact price. We need to figure it out, but basically at the end of the video you'll see the number scroll up the screen, and it will show you the base price of the guitar plus the additional things that we've done to it, and so what the final price is. This is a new guitar sold with a Fender warranty. We're a Fender authorized dealer. And our deal is to take these inexpensive Mexican guitars, which are inherently good building blocks, and to sort of dial them in and make them into better guitars, really to realize their full potential. So we do things like in this guitar's case, we did a fret level, crown, and polish because playability is one of the cornerstones. To me, a guitar needs to really play well and needs to sound great. Those are the two things I care about. I care much less about what it looks like. But having said that, I do like Telecasters and Stratocasters. I'm a Fender guy. And I grew up with these guitars, and I can remember looking at these guitars before I could afford them and thinking, man, someday, I want to have a guitar like that. And I've always just thought this was such a cool, iconic shape and a really attractive guitar. So it doesn't hurt that it looks good as well. In fact, I think this guitar looks particularly good. Fender, a couple years ago, started using a little bit of a toner in the finish to make the necks have a little bit of color because bare maple necks can be really, really white. And so they just add a little bit to give it a little bit of a tint. And I think it's set off very nicely with this candy apple red with a parchment pickguard. On this particular guitar, we did a fret level, crown, and polish. These guitars come with fairly large frets, but we, they benefit from being having a little bit of attention paid to them, and so you can get maximum playability. In fact, this guitar plays really kind of insanely well. And it's then we do a setup and adjust the nut slots so that it really plays properly and do a complete setup. Additionally, in order to make it play in tune, well, I should say, this guitar came with a 6-saddle Telecaster bridge. The traditional bridge is this one with the 3 saddles. That's the one that they've used since 1950. A lot of people think this bridge is not a great thing because it has this rim around it. The rim originally was to provide a surface that had a cover that snapped on top that most people removed because you couldn't palm mute when you had the cover on there. Fender still makes the cover, in fact. So some people don't mind this rim around it, and some people do. Again, I've got a couple of Telecasters that doesn't bother me at all. I have this bridge on both of my guitars, and I like this bridge. But because we like this bridge, we took off the 6-saddle bridge and we put on this bridge. This is a Fender bridge plate, but we put on compensated Callaham saddles, brass saddles, because the problem with the old 3-saddle bridges is that they don't intonate properly, and so chords are not in tune up and down the neck, and of course that's a problem. So we put on compensated saddles, and that way the guitar plays in tune. But it's got the traditional look now with this bridge, and it sounds great, and of course it intonates properly. So really, for me, it's the best of all worlds. So another thing that we did with this guitar is we updated all of the electronics. We put in Fralin pickups. This is a Blue Special Telecaster bridge pickup, and this is Fralin's plus 2% neck pickup. Basically, it's a stock neck pickup, stock wind, but with an extra 2% of windings added, just to make it sort of complement the Blue Special bridge a little bit better. Fralin makes a stock Telecaster bridge pickup, and the Blue Special bridge pickup is at about a 5% increase in output over the stock pickup. The neck pickup is at about a 2% increase in order to sort of match up well with this bridge pickup. So we did that, and then we also rewired it. Now, this guitar has our push button switch. It's a ToneShaper switch that we manufacture, and the reason that we've used it is because one really popular option with Telecasters is to use a 4-way switch. Ordinarily with a Telecaster, you'd have a three-way switch and you'd have the neck pickup in the forward position. You'd have both pickups in parallel in the middle position, and in the bridge position you'd have the bridge pickup. So a popular option is to add a four-way switch, which looks just like this basically, but it has a fourth position. And the fourth position allows you to combine the two coils together in series as well as in parallel. And that's a pretty popular option, and it's pretty useful. However, for some people, they sort of say, well, you know what, I've used a three-way switch for so long that I don't want to have a fourth position, because if I'm going to always sort of be dancing around that fourth position. I'd rather just have a three-way switch. That's what I'm used to. Well, with this push button switch, what it does is it adds a little push button here that you can push like that, and it just toggles back and forth. And what that does is gives you that fourth position without having to actually use a four-way switch. So in this guitar, when it's in the up position, the two pickups are in parallel, just like normal. And when it's in the down position, basically the two coils are in series. So a series combination basically makes the guitar louder, and I'll demonstrate that in a minute, and you'll see that it's actually a pretty pronounced difference. So this is just a little unobtrusive way to add a switch to a guitar. There's not a toggle switch, it's not in the way, it's very low profile. You push it to toggle it to one position, you push it again to toggle it to the other position, and it just goes back and forth between series and parallel. Of course, in the neck position and in the bridge position, it does nothing at all. It only affects the middle position. So now what I'll do is I'll play, and it's in the middle position, so I've got the two pickups on in parallel, and then I'll play something, and then I'll stop and press the switch, and then I'll play again. And first will be the parallel setting, and then will be the series, so you can hear the difference. Series. Like engaging a preamp or something, but of course it's completely passive. All you're doing is combining the coils in series rather than parallel. It's a pretty useful application. So here's the bridge position. And here's the middle position.